This video from the Famous Personalities series is about Marco Polo. Marco Polo was born in 1254 in Venice, Italy. He belonged to a wealthy family of merchants who traded with the East. His father, Niccolò, and his uncle, Maffeo, traveled to Asia and returned with stories of their adventures. These tales inspired Marco to explore the world beyond his home. In 1271, when Marco was 17 years old, he set out on a journey with his father and uncle. They traveled along the Silk Road, a famous trade route that connected Europe to Asia. The journey was long and dangerous, filled with challenges like rough terrain and hostile territories. Despite the difficulties, Marco was eager to discover new cultures and goods. After several years of travel, Marco Polo arrived in China around 1275. He met Kublai Khan, the Mongol emperor, who welcomed him to his court. Marco served Kublai Khan in various roles, including as an envoy and a diplomat. During his time in China, he learned about the customs, government, and technologies of the Chinese people. Marco Polo's travels took him to many regions, including Persia, India, and the islands of Southeast Asia. He experienced different cultures, people, and landscapes, which enriched his knowledge of the world. His adventures included seeing great cities, lush landscapes, and unique animals. Each experience added to his stories and understanding of distant lands. In 1295, after spending 24 years in Asia, Marco Polo decided to return to Venice. His journey back was as challenging as the first, but he was determined to share his experiences. Upon his return, he found Venice at war with Genoa. He was captured and imprisoned, where he began telling his stories to fellow prisoners. Marco Polo's adventures were recorded in a book called The Travels of Marco Polo. This book was co-written with Rustichello de Pisa, a fellow prisoner. It described Marco's experiences in Asia in great detail, including the culture, geography, and trade. The book became famous and introduced many Europeans to the wonders of the East. Marco Polo's travels influenced many explorers who came after him. His detailed descriptions of Asia inspired explorers like Christopher Columbus. They sought to find new trade routes and discover the riches described in his book. Marco's accounts helped to expand European knowledge of the world. Marco Polo is remembered as one of the greatest explorers in history. His journeys helped bridge the gap between East and West, influencing trade and cultural exchange. His story sparked curiosity about distant lands and cultures. Today, he is celebrated for his adventurous spirit and contributions to exploration. Marco Polo's life and travels have been celebrated in various forms of media, including books, movies, and television shows. His story continues to inspire many people to explore and learn about the world. Today, the Silk Road and the places he visited are significant historical sites. Marco Polo's legacy lives on as a symbol of adventure and discovery.